So I stopped myself. Um, Sorry about that. My timer went off. I hope I turned it off that time. Uh, I had so many timers turned on. I don't know what that timer was for, but it was on. Um, so I'm finishing browning this beef just a little bit. And when I put it in the jars, it's going to cook some more. So you don't want it cooked all the way through. You still want it a little pink, but you don't want it raw. It does look a lot better, a little raw, a little pink, a little brown. It looks a lot better in the jars. So I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna jar it up. I'll let you see it in the jar. The jar's in the oven because this is gonna be hot. And I don't know how some of this stuff froze, but it froze. I was in the refrigerator for a couple of days and it froze. Must have been in the back of the refrigerator. I think it was in the back of the refrigerator. When there's not a lot of people in the house and the refrigerator gets really, really cold, so this refrigerator just got cold. So now I am just about done with this because I don't want it any more doner than this. Doner, if that's a word. If that's a word, we don't need it any more doner than this. I want it just about to this cook, to about this way, just about this much. And as you can see, it was really, really, really lean ground beef. It was really, really lean. So that's it. And I think we can turn this off. We're ready. We're ready to start putting it in the jars. Hooray. There you go. So I'm going to turn my eye off. And I'm just going to take out a whole thing of trays, of a tray of jars. I'll take out this tray first. Yeah. I have a tray of jars here. And I am going to start filling them up. And let me tell you, these jars are hot. Let me see if my caps are hot. They are warm. So I'm going to need them in a little bit. And what I need now is my thingy here that'll help me put the meat in. Let's give it one more stir. Okay. Kind of let it drain a little bit. We don't want all the water in. And we put it in the jar. There you go. How about that? Put it in the jar. And then I'll show you how we are going to debubble it. You still have to debubble with our little debubbler, even though it's meat. Still have to use this here, ta-da, the debubbler. And you move the meat around. And you want to leave a 1/2 inch headspace. So the 1/2 inch headspace, yep, I can put that in there. I can get away with that. It's right there. Right there. Okay, so now got this done. And we'll do the next jar. Almost touched that. Gonna move it a little bit more to be moving it around. So there you go. I hear my caps boiling. We don't need them to boil. We just need them to simmer. Oh, move over here. There you go. Just need them to stay warm. Okay. Now, put this in here. This was not as hard a job as I thought it was going to be. Now I put that in. And you debubble again. And I can add more beef. There you go. Now, I didn't cook it all the way because I told you it's going to finish cooking itself. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and I will be back when I get them all done and put them in the canning pot. Nope, I'm going to show you the process of putting the cap on. And on these three, and I'll put these three in the canning pot. How about that? How about that? Now we debubble again. I don't know, this one might be a little bit full. Okay, there you go. You debubble again, and this is the most important part here because this beef is greasy and it's falling everywhere, and you do not want to have grease on the lid of your jar. Not the lid, around the top of your jar. So what I'm going to do is I have some vinegar and I am going to go around the top of the jar with the vinegar and a paper towel. So this is vinegar. I'm going to clean the top of the jar and make sure it's clean with vinegar. And that way we're sure there's no grease on it. You don't want grease on there because that'll keep it from sealing. And we want to make sure that all this work and this good meat is sealed. Now this one had like a whole chunk of stuff on it, so I got to make sure that it go around the edge really, really good. There you go. And now, get this little thing in here, and I got one large jar, and I got to find, there it is. Whew. So I had one wide mouth jar and two small jars, so had to make sure I got that. There you go. So there you go. And I'm going to put that over there. And you find that one, there it is, this here, that band, put this band on and this band on. Put those back over there. And you screw these down. Can you see? You screw these down, finger tip tight. Good. And the jars are not so hot I can't touch them, but they're hot. Okay? And you, I guess what happens is you end up, your hands after a while end up pretty tough from doing this. Okay, it's the 4th of July, and you know it looks like it's going to rain outside. But we're in quarantine anyway. This is my quarantine life. You know, you can't sit around and worry about what's going on and, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Need to pray, prepare, and focus. I tell you, just focus. I got to get ready for this evening, because this evening we're going to have a conversation, me and my friend, on Zoom. Part of the quarantine life, you know. So I put those 3 in there, and I've started this one here. And I'm going to see how many jars I get from this, and then I'll come back once I get them all in the jar and we get them started. I'm going to show you what the venting process is, okay? All right, I will talk to you later.